Reli la Rwanda lilishirikiana na shirika la reli nchini.
Makofi kwake jamani.
Ninakiri yale uyatendayo, hakika wewe ni mwema.
Kiswahili kitukuzwe.
Good afternoon and Eid Mubarak to our Muslim brothers and sisters. You are in time for the Lunchtime News. A very warm welcome to the broadcast. My name is Irene Muchuma. On sign language interpretation, we have Brian Muraru. Let's interact on all our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. This as the Muslim community is marking the end of the holy month of Ramadan. Now, Muslims globally are marking the end of the holy month of Ramadan, and President William Ruto is leading Kenyans in wishing a goodwill message to the Muslim community. Right now, we are crossing over to Jamia Mosque, where the Muslim community is holding lunchtime prayers. Let's cross over and listen in.
نبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين. الصالحين wana daraja ya chini kuliko hawa katika hawa. Sasa wale ambao katika daraja hii ya nne walikuwa hawaachi kuswali usiku. Sasa wewe kama unaswali usiku, jiulize katika hii utakuwa wapi? Kwa sababu wale walikuwa katika daraja ya mwisho wanaswali. Sasa wewe unaswali utaingia wapi? Faida mtatu salihin na mtaka kabla. Watu wema mtindo wao na mwenendo wao na nidhamu ya watu wema ni kwamba hawaswali faradhi peke yake, wanainuka usiku kuswali. Sasa wewe jiulize, wataka kuwa katika salihin, wataka kuwa katika waja wema, basi sifa yao ni kwamba damu salihin wanakuwa ni wenye kuamka usiku. Alaykum biqiyamil layl, shikamaneni, msiache kuswali usiku, kwa sababu ndio mtindo ya waja wema, ndio nidhamu yao, ndio mwenendo wao, ndio maisha yao, ndio vile walivyo. Usiku haukosi kuswali. Hii ni faida ya kwanza. Utakuwa katika kundi ya waja wema. Allahumma ja'alna. Faida mtatu salihin na mkana kabla. Faida ya pili, wa qurbatun ila rabbikum, na unaposwali swala ya usiku unakuwa karibu na Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sisi tunajipendekeza kwa Allah, tunamnyenyekea Allah, tunajidhalilisha kwa Mwenyezi Mungu, tunakuwa ni wenye kujifanya wanyonge mbele ya Allah, na tunataka tuwe karibu na Allah. Na ukiwa karibu na Allah atakushika mkono mpaka mwisho utaingia katika janna. Maashara muslimin, uswala za usiku inakufanya uwe karibu na Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Na ukiwa karibu na Allah inamaanisha Allah atakupenda. Hawezi kumpenda mtu ambaye yuko mbali na wewe, lakini ukiwa umemleta mtu karibu kumaanisha unampenda. Na mwenye kuswali usiku analetwa karibu na Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Na wallahi Allah akikuleta karibu, basi usishangae vile Allah anakubariki katika maisha yako. Allah akikuleta karibu, uhitaji kiumbe, Mwenyezi Mungu atakutosheleza. Allah akikuleta karibu, wewe mambo yako yashatimia ya dunia na ya akhera. Alaykum biqiyam al-layl fa innahu da'u salihin man kana qablakum wa qurbatun ila rabbikum fa idha tatu wa manhatun 'anil ithmi. Swala za usiku itakuzuia usije kufanya madhambi mchana. Ukiwa unataka asubuhi, wewe ukifika mchana unashawishika, kuna fitna hii, kuna fitna kule, wanawake, zina, machafu, uwizi. Wewe mtu una tamaa, wapenda kuchukulia watu vitu, wapenda kuchukua kisichokuwa chako. Yule mwenye kuswali usiku, swala hizi za usiku anapoacha usingizi yake kwa ajili ya Allah,
That is the lunchtime prayers taking place at the Jamia Mosque here in the county of Nairobi. Muslim community globally are marking the end of the holy month of Ramadan, and we are having celebrations all over the country here in Kenya. We also have our reporters on the ground, and for now we cross over to Isili, where Serafina Robi is on standby. Serafina, good afternoon.
Indeed, a very good afternoon, Irene. We're coming to you live from Isli, which is one of the areas in the capital whereby we have a high number of Muslims in the country residing here, and we're trying to understand how they are celebrating Eid al-Fitr and also getting to see how their businesses are going on this particular day. Now, I'm going to be joined by one of the Muslims from here in Isli to try and understand the importance of this day. Karibu sana. What's your name?
My name is Yaqub Mohammed.
Mm-hmm. What is the importance of this day, Eid al-Fitr?
Eid is this is Eid al-Fitr, is one of the celebrations that are normally carried out by Muslims community, and it comes actually after the holy month of Ramadan. Basically, it is actually one of the critical holidays within the Islamic calendar. People are very happy right now because we had a very intense month. The holy month of Ramadan is actually one of the pillars of Islam. And basically before you go for the prayers in the morning at 8 or 9, depending on the agreement of the congregations, normally you have to make sure that you break, since you have been fasting for the whole month. Mm-hmm. So basically it's a month that is actually considered one of the holiest months in the Islamic calendar. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why was there controversy on the sighting of the moon, and where was it sighted from?
Basically the moon is a dynamic aspect in terms of when it comes to the calendar, because sometimes it happens that some of the Islamic calendar months, they end in 29th rather, or 28th, or 30th rather, between 29th and 30th. That is why there's always discrepancy. You realize that a month will end 29, another month will end 30.
Mm-hmm. Is there?
That is why. That is why.
And is there any difference in terms of celebrations of Eid compared to last year?
It seems like it's something that has been there before, but this current Eid across the world, it looks like there is a unity. So even the what do we call Saudi Arabia, which is the benchmark of Islam and the religious affairs, are celebrating today. All the Muslim communities are actually celebrating today. Yes.
Your message for Eid to other Muslims?
I wish the Muslim community and all the friends and families happy Eid al-Mubarak, and may you have a blessed one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Eid Mubarak.
You too. Min al-Vaizin.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, that is one of the Muslims here in Isli, just telling us how they are celebrating Eid, and also also getting to explain to us what Eid means to most of the Muslims across the world, not only here in Kenya, just telling us how they're sharing, and also it's a time where they get to give alms to the poor. They also get to reflect on how they have been fasting during Ramadan, and it's really an auspicious occasion. And we continue to follow up on the happenings of this day, and we'll be telling you more on how it goes, given that some of them are going to break and go to their recreation places to continue to celebrate and enjoy this day of Eid. Back to you, Irene. I'm Sarafina Robi, coming to you live from Eastleigh.
Thank you, Serafina. I know there is more to what you've just told us, and we're looking forward to the prime time bulletin. Still on the celebrations beat, more than 170 vulnerable families from the county of Mandera have benefited from Zakatul Fitr food donations. This as Muslims across the country join the rest of the world in marking Eid al-Fitr following the completion of the holy month of Ramadan. The donation was made courtesy of Palmer's Green Mosque in London, United Kingdom. Area leaders lauded the gesture, urging more well-wishers to extend a hand of help to those in need. Mandera County is among the counties hit by food shortage, with close to 48% of the population in need of food support.
We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are very happy the way you are assisting vulnerable peoples and marginalized group in Mandera County.
Tuungane pamoja. Hii janga la hanga si janga la Mandera peke yake, ni kubwa na ni kitu ambayo inahitaji ushirikiano na kila mfadhili na serikali, ndio wananchi wetu wapate kuwa na.
Other elected leaders also to assist our community, especially in education, which is also very big, and our people who are vulnerable are also very many, especially the orphans, the elderly, and those who are disabled.
Eid Fitri mzuri.
There is more to the celebrations, but before we get back to it, let's get to know what's happening in other parts of the county. In Kilifi, police have identified 12 more graves with remains believed to be of followers of Pastor Paul Mackenzie in Shakahola, Magarini constituency. So far, 27 graves have been identified. Exhumation of the bodies is expected to take place in the next couple of days.
A contingent of officers from the National Police Service, Directorate of Criminal Investigations, Kenya Red Cross Society, human rights organizations and members of the community in Shakahola are still searching the 800-acre land allegedly belonging to Pastor Paul Mackenzie.
Mara ya kwanza wametuambia watoto wengi ni kama wamehaga. Hizi kaburi nyingi tunaonyeshwa hapa saa hii zimefika 18 na zingine tunaendelea kuonyeshwa. Iende sikakue nyingi ni za watoto wadogo. Kwa sababu hii mfungo, huyu mtu aliwaambia wafuasi wake waweze watoto waanze kufunga mpaka wave, alafu wakina mama wafuate, alafu wase.
A mother and her emaciated daughter were rescued and taken to hospital during a search conducted on Thursday.
Wale ambao wamepatikana katika makaburi haya ni wa Kenya ambao walikuwa wanategemewa na familia zao. Wengi wametupigia katika ofisi zetu wakisema watu wao wamepotea.
Community members say a majority of the deceased are children.
Nilikuwa na watoto 43 katika children's home na 30 katika rescue center. Katika watoto wote 73, baadhi yao watoto ni kama half of them wamefariki.
The controversial preacher is currently being held at the Malindi police station as investigations into the mysterious deaths continue. Arnold Feather for Lunchtime News.
Glad you're watching the Lunchtime News. We are taking a breather. We'll be back with more, including news making headlines in the world of sports. Stay with us.
رحمن ربي رحيم وعزيز ربي حليم.
Ni moja ya nguzo za 5 za Uislamu na ni muhimu sana kwa kila mmoja azingatie kutilia maanani kufunga katika mwezi huu mtukufu wa Ramadhani.
Katika sisi hujibidiisha ili tuweze kuchuma thawabu ambazo tunaweza kujipatia ndani ya mwezi wa Ramadhani.
Am I a doctor or which class am I am indeed? So na nikieleza hii mahakama, wewe kwa hiyo kampuni unanitakanga na nguvu, nikakataa ndio ukakuja kuniekelea mambo ya hii madawa. Ndakwa naeleza mahakama ulao. Sema tu kwa nini? Sema tu. So mpaka sasa yule nichekesha, but I don't need you. You know that. Sema kweli yeye ndio mama.
Yeye anataka kivipi?
Ananitakanga na
karani uliingia. Mimi ni karani. Officially written by the government. I am on salary.
Kawera wako mara unanimaliza Kawera unanimaliza.
Imbi mzee. Anakumaliza na nini?
Na wewe nakuuliza kuna mahali nimekutipu?
Hapana.
Hakuna. Kuna mahali nilikutunga shindano?
Hapana.
Hakuna. Kuna mahali nilikuadmit?
Hapana.
Hakuna, si ndio? So what do you want from me?
Mimi hakuna kitu.
Unataka nini kutoka kwangu?
Hakuna kitu mimi nataka.
Thank you. Then walk out.
Sawa sawa.
Today is a new beginning for me, Kamene Mwaluko. A girl from Mukambane. Now I am a president, and this is just the beginning. These people are not ready.
Guys, what is that smell?
Apparently that is how the rich smell.
You want to say that rich people smell like a dead cockroach?
Hey, kuna mtu leo aliamshwa na zawadi ama ni wachana na maisha yenu?
Agatha, whose money are you calling pocket change? Nitakungua ngozi na nikungue eyebrows. Just keep making fun of my situation.
Where are you, Basak? What is that? Are you Garezi? You're calling detective a small problem. Even coming here was a risk that.
Classmates.
Welcome back. You're watching KBC Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Now, the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation management has wished all Muslim fraternity a season of abundance, prosperity and success as they celebrate Eid al-Fitr that marks the end of the month of the holy month of fasting of Ramadan. Muslims at KBC called for peace during this season.
I would like to advise anything that's illegal in Islam on this day, because sinning on the day of Eid is like sinning in front of God on the day of judgment. So Muslims are supposed to only celebrate the Eid and be on their best behavior and ensure that they are happy but they do not cross the boundaries of Allah.
Inshallah, tumeshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu, tumefunga kwa salama, hakuna matatizo ambayo yalitokea ambayo yaliripotiwa popote pale katika funga zetu. Tunaendelea kumuomba Mwenyezi Mungu atujalie jinsi alivyotulinda katika mwezi mtukufu wa Ramadhani, atusaidie tuweze kumaliza siku ya leo kwa furaha ambayo tumeanza nayo kuanzia alfajiri mpaka jua litakapotua kwa maana ya magharib.
I will pass my message in twofold. One is that to our listeners, we say, listeners of 15 FM, we say Eid wa Naksan. Eid wa Naksan is a Somali word which means happy Eid. Eid Mubarak, kullu aam wa antum bil khair. To entire Muslim across the country, beyond borders, are going to. My message is that let's maintain peace, isn't it? And let us, as the president has said, let us keep praying for the nation, and let us be happy. And for you, the non-Muslims, be happy with us, because Eid means celebration, and we eat together.
Indeed, Eid Mubarak to our Muslim brothers and sisters. Now, away from the celebrations, a fuel tanker carrying over 20,000 litres of petrol and diesel was involved in an accident on Thursday evening along the Ruiru-Githunguri highway. The accident occurred when the tanker's driver evaded colliding with a car near Muchuma estate. Police quickly cordoned off the area, preventing potential looters from siphoning spilling fuel, thus evading a disaster. The driver sustained minor injuries and was taken to Ruiru Hospital.
Hiyo gari ilikuwa inatoka Ruiru. Sasa ilikuwa speed, mwendo wa speed. Sasa sijui nini ilifanya. Dereva sijui ni kuchanganyikiwa ama ilikuwaje, ikatupa mbao ikaingia upande wa left. Sisi tukaona roli imeanguka.
The driver alikuwa anasema kuna gari za masishi zilikuwa zimepangwa kwa hii laini. So wakati yeye alitoka pale chini ya mlima, akaona mahali gari zimeegezwa, akaovertake sababu hakuna kama vehicle. In between, gari nyingine ilikuwa na mama ambaye mbeba watoto, nao sasa ikaovertake akiwa almost karibu kuigusa. So akaona na anaona watoto wakiwa nyuma na gari. So yeye akaona badala ya kuumiza watoto, akaweka gari akaigiza gari sasa kando, lakini hakujua anafika Italala.
A 5-year-old boy is receiving treatment at Samburu County Referral Hospital after being attacked by a hyena. The boy's father also sustained injuries in the 2 a.m. incident that occurred at Lodungokwe area of Mungur village in Samburu County. Residents are calling upon the Kenya Wildlife Service to compensate the family. They are also threatening to take the law in their own hands if KWS does not deal with marauding hyenas.
Watu walisikia mtoto akilia, wakakimbia, wakaenda kumng'anyang'anya huko kwa msitu. Akamleta. Sasa wakarudisha mtoto, alikuwa ameumwa na fisi, amefunja miguu, ameumwa kichwa. Sasa tumeleta hospitali ya Mara, hatuna tena pesa ya kulipa hiyo hosi. Sasa tulikuwa tunaomba KWS waende wajaribu watafute mbinu yoyote ile, waende washughulike na hizo wanyama yao.
Na hii mtoto tena ni ya group yetu, ni village yetu. Hakulia na peace kutoka Mugu. Sasa namwambia hawa watu nalinda mwezi ndio shingeni hii nini. Sasa kama nakuja kuuma watoto kwa ndani ya nyumba, hiyo ni ngwana. Hata kama mtoto alipe, hata hakuna pesa ya kulipa hii hospitali. Mwambia basi hawa watu waangalie hii manyama yao. Kama sisi tupike basi.
Dozens of landowners in Namanga town are urging the Kajiado County government to resolve long-standing plot ownership wrangles in the town to curb simmering conflicts. The plot owners say they are unable to develop their plots due to delay in resolving the wrangles and run away. Multiple allocations of plots are common occurrence in the area.
Na ndio tunaomba ama county government, tunaomba irekebishwe mipangilio hata kutoa document, kwa sababu tunaona ahusishwe administrator apande hii, aangalie ile kiwanja ni ya nani, ama county government ajue ile ground mtu amekuja kutoa document kama ni ya huyo mtu ama ni ya mtu mwingine. Sasa ile kitu tunasema tunakataa hizo mipango, na hata kama atakuja na title ya chuma haitaona mwingine. Na hiyo hatuwezi kubali, manake hatutaki kuja kukosana watu wa Namanga, tunakaa miaka mingi na amani. Kwa hiyo tunataka haki, na manake haki ndio muhuri, manake fuatwe haki.
The World Medical Association, together with the Kenya Medical Association, are calling on the government to improve the working conditions and welfare of physicians, noting that it will in return promote the highest standards of ethical behavior and care in the health sector. While celebrating the 23rd World Medical Association Council session at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, they noted that poor financing is affecting delivery of services in the public health, and the sector needs to be supported by the government to address existing gaps to ensure quality and universal health care.
The sector where those people are cared for which cannot pay for private services. It is therefore important that this sector is being strengthened, and it should be strengthened by improving the conditions for the health professionals to work in this sector. So we call on the governments here in Africa to improve the situations for their physicians, especially the young physicians and those who work in primary care and those who work in the public sector.
I think we just need to improve our public health systems, including good housing, improve the water system, and more important, so we need to increase the human resources for health who are doing surveillance for these things. A lot of the issues that we are having is as a result of not having the people on the ground to actually continuously do the health inspections.
To education concerns, experts in the sector have folded the rationale behind picking teachers from particular schools to set examinations, saying this may give an unfair advantage to certain learners and interfere with the integrity of national examinations. The experts further said the education system has failed since it tests learners based on exam results as opposed to intellect. Education stakeholders have also been challenged to periodically audit the process to enhance its efficiency.
In an effort to curb the rampant examination malpractice witnessed in the country, especially during the assessment of Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education examinations, the National Assembly Education Committee engaged education experts drawn from various institutions in finding solutions to the issues. The education experts who engaged the Education Committee were keen to highlight specific issues that have hugely contributed to exam cheating.
We also have to rely on the infrastructure of the teachers to set, to moderate, to assess, and even to mark, which definitely introduces the element of conflict of interest. Because people feel so much attached to their schools. This is my school, what will happen if children don't pass?
When an examination is focused on the selection function, then it becomes very competitive and the stakes become very high because everybody wants to get an advantage. And that is why in such a situation, people can get compromised.
In probing the issues raised, the committee members made inquiries.
I would want you to tell us how, or rather if you have any suggestion on how we can cure this problem of examiners and the way the exam is set.
This issue of regulations, regulating and examining, regulating NEC, especially on auditing, do we need an amendment or a policy shift?
In responding to the inquiries raised, education experts propose reforms that will help in streamlining management of examinations.
If you are going to teach, get the syllabus, teach the syllabus. We will have other people setting exams. We will have other people marking exams. And that separation is very, very helpful.
We periodically, independently audit the process. We can suggest maybe after every 2 years, there should be regular review of NEC training manuals for different categories of staff that handle national examinations.
I propose, Chair, that NEC may need to automate examinations so that exams for professional bodies like the UK, and we are benchmarking with the UK, Australia, they do what is called computer-based examinations.
Education Committee Chair Julius Meli assured that the committee will look into proposals made and look at the practicability with the view of restoring the integrity of national examinations in the country.
And I think as a Committee of Education, we are going to come with a very, very good recommendation on this to ensure that there is no cheating across.
Thank you for staying with us. Time for Channel 1 Sports News. Manchester United were dumped out of the Europa League quarterfinals following a dreadful second leg performance, which ended in defeat at Sevilla, whereas Roma scored 2 goals in extra time to come from behind against Firewood and reached the semi-finals. Sporting Lisbon played to a 1-1 with Juventus, while Union Saint-Gilloise lost 1-4 to Bayer Leverkusen.
Rakitic in, and it's only just, it's in, it is in!
Elsewhere, Italian giants Juventus narrowly booked their place in the last 4 with an aggregate victory over Sporting Lisbon and will take on Sevilla next.
We have come to the end of Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Thank you for your company. Thank you for your feedback on our social media platforms. That's it from the newsroom, but for more, do log on to www.kbc.co.ke. My name is Irene Muchuma. On sign language interpretation is Brian Muraru. On behalf of the entire team, Eid Mubarak.